What's going on, y'all? Today is Sunday, December 17th. And Pops and I are down here in the shop. Yo! He's back there in the back. He's going to open that door up. We just cranked this Crown Vic up. And she running a little rich. So we just wanted to make sure everything fired up about it. We obviously didn't cut any wires. If y'all remember in the last video, we brought the Crown Vic in here to get ready to do the roll cage. And we didn't video any of the roll cage build because it's taken us so long to do it due to life and whatever, work. And so we wanted to just kind of get it knocked out while we were in here and not have to worry about videoing and stuff. And that's our fault. I'm not going to keep up making excuses. We just been busy. And we've been slacking on video, so we wanted to get a video out. But before the Crown Vic leaves today, Casey's coming to pick it up today, we wanted to show y'all the cage in it. And they changed the rules to where you can allow a passenger. So we done double door bars in the passenger and driver side, and seat mounts, passenger and driver side. So Casey can put a seat in there. And I'll explain all that when we go to show the roll cage. And then we'll talk about the next project Pops and I are going to start here in just a little bit. So y'all hang out with us. All righty. This is I don't even know what year it is. I can't remember what year Casey said it was. 01, 2000, something like that. 99, something. This is a police car. We did have to take the light out for the cage to fit in there. So we wanted to leave the spotlight, but that didn't work out. And I'll go ahead and open the door because these aren't welded shut yet. But there's the driver's side. We done the curved door bars like we did on our factory stock, just to give Casey some elbow room in here. And my nephew has been in here and sat down, and he had plenty of room. So I think Casey will. The biggest thing with these roll cages for the Crown Vics, the prefab stuff that you see online, All-Star makes a really nice cage for these cars, and we looked at it, but the dash bar cuts across right here over the steering column, and that puts your A-pillar bar back here. So you have this gap where there's nothing but open space, and we didn't want that. We know these panels are safe, or, you know, made to be safe from the factory. But we wanted to get that A-pillar as far forward as we could. So the rules allowed to take out the dash pad and the foam and everything and all the AC stuff. It's a fire hazard pretty much if you leave that foam pad in there. So they allowed to take the dash pad out. So we took all the dash pad out, but you have to leave the framing, which we did. And we did clearance a little bit for our bars to go down through. But Pops and I, headlight switch still works. And Pops and I done a curved dash bar, as you can see, to get behind the gauge panel. And Casey is going to build him a sheet metal dash across here to kind of cover everything and seal this up. So, of course, mud, water, and whatnot won't get in there. But Pops and I just finished the windshield bars today. This is the 5/8 095 tubing that y'all remember we used on our factory stock windshield bars. But we have the extra head support here, halo, and we bent that bar to go up next to the roof just in case he did roll over. It wouldn't push that roof down on the cage and kind of keep it off of him pretty much. But the rules state that you're allowed a 4-point roll cage, and then obviously we put these kickers in the back. These pretty much don't do anything but help support this floor pan back here and the cage a little bit because that floor pan is weak. Pops and I welded some 3x3 3/16 plate in the floor and tied the tubes into that. And y'all see, yeah, they frown upon adding more bars than the 4-point cage in the Crown Vic class. But we tied in, we went across with a lower dash bar over the tunnel. We wanted to triangulate from there up to here, back up to the main hoop here. So we done this single mount in the middle of the seat. These bolts are just in here for now, just so that Casey can get in it and drive it up on his trailer when he gets here. He's going to, of course, put new bolts in it after he paints the cage. And so we left. Y'all notice there's no seatbelt tabs. And the reason for that is it worked out to where Casey can do a wraparound seatbelt. So he's going to order wraparound shoulder belts and on his harnesses. And if y'all see, there's framing under there. And I'll show the passenger side so you can see it, because the seat's in there, you can't really see it. Get over here. You can see, of course, the door bars just like the driver's side for the passenger and the head support. We just put a loop in here, 1.25 inches, and then we done 1 inch to support it. But we left room to put those belts, and they'll run right up by that bar into the seat. And we got seat mounts on here, but we didn't drill holes in these yet, because Casey doesn't know which seat he's going to put in here just yet. So we didn't drill holes in anything. And seatbelt tabs for the crotch strap. Seatbelt tabs are welded to the frame on the outside. Of course, wrap around shoulder. And both sides are done identical to where the seat mounts. And it turned out pretty good. It turned out a lot better than we thought it would. It's been a headache. It's been a headache, but we've never done a Crown Vic. And to be honest with you, we never built a cage inside of a car before. Everything we've done has been bare chassis or whatever. So this is the first cage we've done inside a car. It turned out pretty good. We like it. We hope Casey likes it when he gets here. He has seen pictures of it. So he said he liked it. And it turned out pretty good. So we look forward to seeing these guys race. I think this is going to be a fun class. There's a lot of guys that have been out of racing for years that now own 2 or 3 Crown Vics. So they're going to get back in these cars and get back on the racetrack. So as y'all see, we got ours still covered up. We didn't want to get dust and grinding dust and welding stuff all over it. So we still got the tarp covering it up. We did uncover part of it up here. Pops and I were kind of talking about some stuff. But I'll walk out here and show y'all what we got to put in the shop today. And here is the next project. That is a barometric frame that was dropped off to us by a sponsor and friend. We consider him a friend. And we'll get into all that once we get the frame in the shop and get started on it. He brought it to us sandblasted. Of course, it's been sitting out here. It got rained on a little bit, but that's no big deal. They'll sandblast it before they powder coat it. But we are building a new factory stock. We've been very fortunate that we've had people look at our car and look at our work and want us to build a chassis for them. So we're thankful for that. We're thankful that Casey wanted us to do his Crown Vic. We actually done some trading with Casey for a chassis. We'll get into that later too. That's another something we worked out. But we're thankful these guys trust us in doing their work. And the Crown Vic was something that we wanted to try our hand at. I doubt we do any more of them just because of the time. With us, you know, if anyone is watching this video that has built chassis or whatever, you know how much easier it is to build a bare chassis sitting in the floor than it is to put a cage in a car. And that's what we're going to stick to for a while. We've got some big plans. We're going to build the factory stock on the frame I just showed you out there on the trailer. And we're going to get the Crown Vic out of here in just a little bit. We're going to get that frame in here, get it level, get it sitting where we want it, and start bending some tubing, start building up a factory stock. They've changed the rules a little bit, which I'm glad that every track has picked up the same rules. Why not? Magnolia, North Alabama, Moulton, they've all picked up the same rule package. And I think it's the best thing to happen yet to factory stock racing. So you can do a little bit different firewall. You can do a little bit different floor pan. You can do a fabricated firewall and floor pan now out of 18 gauge steel. And they have measurements from the block where the firewall has to be legal. Floor pan level with the frame. So that's how we're going to do the new chassis that we're fixing to build. So it kind of opens up, it makes it a lot easier from a build standpoint and fabrication standpoint, instead of having to deal with that factory firewall and floor pan. I wish it took us a while to build our chassis and the rules hadn't been out yet, but we knew with the factory firewall and floor pan we would be legal and you can still run a factory firewall and floor pan. They allow that. So our car's still legal. We're still gonna run it like it is. And but from a building standpoint, it makes it a lot easier. So y'all hang out. We got a lot coming. What's going on, y'all? It is Friday. Today's the 22nd. 22nd, right? 23rd, 24th. Yeah, Christmas is Monday. So today's the 22nd. Me and Pops are back in the shop. And if I sound a little under the weather, that's because I am. I've been trying to start this video for a little bit, but I'm trying to get to where I can talk. And y'all just bear with me. Wednesday, I started feeling bad Monday. And I went to work Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday I woke up and I was like, you know what? I probably need to figure out what this is before Christmas holidays. And so Wednesday I went and got tested. Luckily it was not COVID, but I tested positive for the flu and strep throat. So it's been a wonderful time. Wednesday and Thursday both, I just laid in bed. The body aches and everything has been terrible. I'm not one that really gets sick a lot, and sinus infection at most. But this has really kicked my butt, y'all. So last night I started feeling great. Today I woke up and I started feeling good. So I have no fever now, and I have a cough and drainage and still trying to get over this crud. So Pops and I are back in the shop. We're going to show y'all the next project. We kind of showed y'all the frame that was sitting on the trailer, but we'll get into more details about it now. We have started bending bars and putting in the frame. And we'll go into details and show y'all what we're going to do. And we're going to take y'all along for this whole build. And we appreciate y'all hanging out with us. So y'all hang out. I'm going to turn the camera around and show y'all what we got going on. Alrighty, so Pops just got the tripod out. I told him what I was going to do is talk as much as I could and explain this, and then we're just going to put the camera, I'm going to put my phone up on that tripod, put it on time lapse. I had some people message me and say, you know, any content is better than nothing, even if it's time lapse, and I get that. We've been wanting to make a lot of content, and we've had a lot of stuff going on. And I know I've said that life has happened for us pretty rough lately. But anyway, I'm not going to bore everyone with that. But this frame was brought to us by Dustin Reihle. And if y'all don't remember Dustin, he brought us a bunch of parts for our car. Dustin gave us the steering box for our car. He brought us a transmission for our car. And he started watching our YouTube, him and his wife, and they've done a lot to help us out. And Dustin came to me. He's another factory stock racer. He's been in a leaf spring car, and he had a really nice Camaro leaf spring car. And Dustin decided that he wanted a metric chassis car. So he came to us and asked if we would build him a car, and we agreed on a deal. So this is Dustin's chassis, and Dustin is wanting to race at Moulton Speedway at the end of February, middle to the end of February, I think, is their winter breeze race. Pops and I put these bars in the lower part here Sunday night, I think. Yeah. And, of course, Monday and Tuesday I have class, and it was a washout for me. And then, of course, Wednesday getting sick. We haven't been able to get down here, so I can tell now that I'm having trouble talking. I can't hardly breathe. But anyway, this is the most I've talked in 3 days, I promise. My wife probably thinks I'm a zombie because she's sick as well. So if y'all will, just keep us in your prayers.
You notice I'm standing over here.
So, I'm going to do my best not to get in Pop's face. I know there's some things we're going to have to do here where we're going to have to hold stuff together and all that, but that's why I waited until today to come down here, because that way oh me. So that's why I waited until today to come down here. That way I made sure I didn't have fever and all that good stuff. So, we're going to get busy. We got to get this thing built for Dustin. He's pretty anxious about it, and we're anxious because we want to get another chassis out there. And it's a privilege having someone that wants to have one of our cars. So Dustin really liked what we done with ours, and so we look forward to building him one. And what we're going to do is Pops got the motor mounts and the mid plate bolted to the block with the bell housing, and we're going to put the transmission on the bell housing. We're going to sit that over in here and let that hang out while we figure out bars for the mid plate. And the reason why I should verify why we're putting a mid plate in Dustin's car. Rules changed for 2024 for factory stock for us. North Alabama Speedway, where we race, and Moulton Speedway, both tracks picked up the Mississippi rules from like Magnolia, Why Not? And you can run a factory firewall car like we are, or you can do a fabbed firewall and floor pan. From a building aspect, it makes it 10 times easier. We started building our car months ago, so the rules weren't out yet, but we knew with a factory firewall, we'd more than likely be legal anywhere. So the option is you can use 18 gauge steel, and you can do a fabricated firewall and floor pan. With that option, the firewall can be 12 inches from the back of the block to the firewall. So that allows you to run different headers. That allows you room to work on it. That allows you room to run a mid plate. So that's the best thing to do as far as mounting goes. I wish we could have put a mid plate in ours, but I mean, that's no big deal. Our car will work perfect for what it is. And if we decide to build a new one, we'll definitely do a fabricated firewall and floor pan. So some rules changed, but there will be a lot of similarities between Dustin's car and our chassis. Some things that we want to keep doing, that we like doing. There are going to be some differences. So we're going to make those changes. Obviously, these are different than what's underneath our car. And it's just stuff that we have thought about along the way that we've ran into that hasn't been a problem, but could have been better. And so we're going to do what we got to do to make things better. And I want to give a shout out to Jamie Lewis. Jamie has been texting me, and he just built a new factory stock chassis, and Jamie's car is super clean, y'all. Jamie, y'all have watched Jason at Dirt Race Life. Jamie has helped him with his street stock build. Shout out to Jason. If y'all haven't checked his out, go check his channel out, because he's building a new street stock. So that's going to be cool. Jamie and I bounce ideas. I bounce ideas off of Jamie because, I mean, the man's been building cars for years. He's a genius at it pretty much. But a shout out to Jamie. I appreciate him. And John Keith. John has given me ideas, and he's looked at things on our car and said, hey, next time you may want to try this or try that. So those guys don't have to do that, but they offer to, and that's how they gain my respect. I mean, there's people in this industry. How can I say this? There's people in this industry that will find the negative or the wrong in everything you do. And then they feel that it's their duty to comment on social media or point out everything that is not really wrong, but they wouldn't have done it that way. Well, Jamie and John Keith are not those guys, and they've never pointed out what I've done wrong. They've always just suggested that I make a change, and Pops and I can create something better. Those guys are the guys that I look up to, because if you're willing to give me help, I appreciate that. You've earned my respect. If you want to point out everything I've done wrong and criticize me, I really don't have room for people like that. But anyway, so we appreciate those guys. I can tell my voice is about to be completely gone. I'm struggling to talk right now. So I'm going to throw this up on the tripod. We're going to do some time lapse, and we're going to start getting busy, y'all. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We hope y'all enjoy this new build. We look forward to it. So y'all hang out. All right. Well, as y'all seen in the time lapse, Pops and I got the motor sitting where we wanted it. We went ahead and bolted the headers on so we know where they land in relation to the mid plate and to our bars. We knew on our car, we brought these bars in right here on the same place, and which with the factory firewall, headers clear. So with these 90 degrees, we brought the bars in the same place, and they'll work out just right. We can put a turn down and turn them under the car right there. So they've got plenty of clearance, and y'all seen us measuring everything and getting the motor where we wanted it in the car. We've got washers under there to get it up an inch, and we'll end up getting some of those 1-inch motor mount spacers, but we wanted it to be higher than what our car is. We're actually going to be raising the motor in our car, and we left space under the firewall for us to be able to do that. So when we go to put the motor in the car. But Pops and I went ahead and bent up the rear hoop and got it sitting where it needs to be and tacked on. So we just getting a good start. So we probably end this video off right here with the rear hoop, and then I'm going to set my phone back up and start recording for the next video. That way we can keep this process going, and excuse me, y'all, that way we'll have a lot more videos coming of this build. We want to video this whole build. Dustin watches our YouTube, and he asked if we would video his build, and so we're going to video all this so he can see it, and we want everyone else to see it. So we're going to keep on trucking, and Pops and I are going to start slinging some more tubing at it. So we, now that we got the rear hoop and the motor and everything where it needs to be, we got a better idea what we need to do. So y'all hang out with us. We got a lot more coming on this build right here. So we're going to get the chassis knocked out so he can get it to powder coat. And once he gets it back, then work on getting a roller and work on sheet metal. So y'all hang out with us. Appreciate y'all watching. We know it's been a while, and y'all bear with us as we battle the flu and everything else. We're getting over it. Being down here working has actually made me feel better. I'm not one to sit at the house all day, and I hate doing that. So, but anyway, we're gonna get with it. So y'all hang out, and until next time.
Appreciate it, guys and gals. Thank y'all very much for watching. Until next time, God bless you.
See y'all.